Live. Welcome everybody. Today we're casting with Kingcat. Hello.
Hello.
And there's no delay, surprisingly. I guess these guys know them like each other from Settlers 4. They trust, so they don't need the delay. Alright. Oh, interesting spawn already. I sent to the map and the evolution in Venaric, and I'm gonna go. Be right back for a bit. I need to set up teams on stream.
Yeah. In the middle we have very close positions. We have two Asians in the middle, and we have Egypts on the back positions. And yeah, right away we see that purple is towering or placing a tower towards the middle, whereas blue, which is Venaric, did not elect to do. So very important space will be won for the purple Asian, which is evolution. And yeah, if we zoom out a bit, I hope you guys see enough. We have mountain towards the outside, so middle is only consisting of land. And yeah, so far we see normal start here, small house for purple, whereas blue is setting up wood first. But blue's not building any towers. Not sure how much I like that. Like he's making two woodcutters, also placed a stone cutter already, which for Asians is extremely early and probably not correct at all. But we can say that both these players on the left side, Venaric and Sakes, are not the most experienced Settlers 4 players. They are Settlers 4 players. And yeah, they just registered for this tournament. I don't know how ambitious they are, but we shall see how far or how much they can do in this kind of settings where they are not the most experienced.
Maybe they like the thrill. Alright, I've set up everything. Let's take a look at the map. As you said, the mountains are in the middle. And all of the players on the bottom right corner. But they have plenty of space, I would say. Both of them, although the Asians will have to, I guess, create a pretty long border going down. And maybe one tower up to would be warranted to take some of the control above the lake that they had. Yeah, but as you said, I don't think I've ever played with Venaric. I played with Sakes yesterday or 2 days ago. And he was, I mean, alright, but you can see that he's a beginner. And on the other hand, Amaschleff and Evolution, they've played quite a bit in Settlers 3 already. And I know them as very aggressive players. And Amaschleff especially, I think he got his favorite race. And he likes to rush quite a bit. So I expect the game to be very, very quick.
Yeah, looking at Amaschleff, we can already see that he placed a farm. I think, like back in my days, that was quite normal. Play one fast farm and go into level 2 with that. But yeah, apart from that, he didn't build too many towers at the beginning, or at least not towards the big stone fields. He's pioneering some stone in the north, and yeah, I think he will get to 5 nicely working stone cutters.
He's trying to position them on each stone field. It looks like he's not building like all of them in the same place. Which, I mean, I don't know how I feel about this. I think I would try to saturate the middle one as quickly as possible, maybe to get rid of some stones and have, free up some space in that way. And the farm is extremely quickly, although he's not building it. He just sent 2 shovelers to it and he stopped production, so I guess he's just preparing the space for it at the time being as the middle residence, and he's expanding.
But would you have liked to build the farm immediately, like shuffle it with everyone already, or
No.
How is the meta at the moment for Egyptian builds?
I think I would build more on stone cutters first, maybe even a sawmill before the farm, and then go into that. I don't think you can build the brewery fast enough to catch when the first crops arrive. I think you need some time for that. And also, maybe even having 2 medium houses for, quick geologists and exploring that. It's also quite important. Because with Egyptians, you need to find the gems which are like more scarce than coal and iron. So on average, you need to search more mountain for that. So you need more geologists for that.
Yeah, we can also see he managed to place a nice fissure in between all those trees, and he probably has good opportunity to place another good fissure, maybe towards the right side, where, I don't know, there are a few rivers.
Yeah, the
between those
shoreline
trees.
is pretty good, but for the Egyptian, I think he has a maybe slight advantage. Although no, White also has a good shoreline, and the fissures will be correctly positioned towards it, so there should not be any disadvantage for either player. And he's building the fissure immediately, which is, I'm not really sure how I feel about this. I think I would prefer to have a second medium house first.
Yeah, he's doing the fissure and also the farm, so yeah. At least he's not planning on doing complete economical all-in, so he has all the options available to get into bread and meat, however long it will take. But yeah, let's have a look at the Asians, as they are more sharing a border, and let's see how they developed in the meantime.
The blue doesn't seem to care about the pink, and he's not even... I would expect them to go south and establish like a long ass border, but I guess the blue isn't going for that, and I guess pink correctly assumed that it's not worth going there if blue isn't aggressive there.
Also, one thing which blue doesn't really care about is his swamps. So basically, he built a lot of buildings on all the available swamps he had. So he is not going to be able to build any rice farms, whereas Evolution, I think, he left some space at his top swamps, which is not much, but for some rice flowers, it will still be enough.
Yeah, you can build one immediately, and the second one when you maybe cut the stone down, the second rice field, and should be working just fine. That shows the experience difference between these two players.
Yeah, or the blue player, is it Venaric, doesn't really intend on building rice farms, and maybe he just says, whatever I do, I will just do quick weaponsmith, 2 temples, get level 2 that way, and don't care about rice for the longer game. And we also see him placing down an iron smelter right this moment.
He built gold mine as well. I mean, he placed it. I'm not sure if he's gonna finish it. Let me close the window, beer back.
Yeah. So yeah, potential aggressive play from the Asians. And the iron smelter is supposed to be built. Material is getting carried to it. Welcome back.
There's no weaponsmith inside. So I wonder what that is for. Yeah, but as I think I mentioned on previous streams, for Asians, I don't think there's ever a rush where you don't go for 3 sawmills. It just slows you down immensely. And yeah, he's building a large temple and on the tower south, and he's not really crushing his current towers. Also a small mistake. You want to freeze up an additional planks. It smooths out the build.
Very, very useful.
Let's see what White is doing. Oh, White is building the big temple already. Pyramid. And the weaponsmith too. So that's... so you were right. We were discussing early on how you see this game going. And I said the right team, currently, the Amaschleff and Evolution, would rush. Because I know them as aggressive players. But it looks like the left team as well has some push planned.
Yeah, so from Sakes, the White Egypt, we see weaponsmith and iron smelter being shuffled. The iron smelters are also getting built. He's placing a tower towards the mountain, and he has a little bit of gem there, but not the kind of gem mine you would love as Egypt. So he may find another one which he can take. And yeah, he stopped building the pyramid on the left, and I think he hopes that he can place another pyramid on the bottom left of the starting tower, but I'm pretty sure that that will still be some extremely hilly area where you won't get any red dots for your pyramid.
There is, you can check it. You can build on red dots just there. Should be alright.
I will learn that eventually, that I can check all these things which I'm wondering and asking.
He's building a gold mine, which is not the mine he would like to go for as Egyptians.
Oh boy.
Always go for the gems, even as crappy as these are. I think it's worth building them if you're planning on being aggressive, obviously. And also, interesting thing I've noticed in this tournament from players that aren't really that experienced in the game, they tend to favor the small residences for some reason. I don't think they did the math that it's not really worth building many of them, because you're losing resources and you're not getting that many settlers. As we can see, White is adding 2 more to the 2 that he already has.
I'm also not really sure. It may translate a little bit from Settlers 4, where on like faster paced settings, people like to play more with small houses. But not sure about that.
How many settlers do you get from a small house in Settlers 4?
It depends. Some civs or Romans get 13, and I think the others get 10, but don't quote me on that. I'm
there's a
Settlers 4
difference.
expert, but
Not on that one, I guess.
that I don't fully know.
That's interesting, because from the big one you get like 50, right? It's not
You get
100.
60.
Oh, 60.
But yeah, there was some customization being done after we got our ultimate balance overhaul by Ultimate Spin Dash. So things changed, but I don't really know the numbers.
And I'm looking at Amaschleff right now, and we can see his build is more, standard, if for lack of a better word. He has 2, he's building 2 sawmills, although I think the second one is slightly too late. I was playing the game the other day, and I actually forgot the second sawmill until I started shoveling my iron smelter, and then I was in a big trouble when building the mines, especially because they cost more wood than stone for Egyptians. So you won't have the second sawmill, before you start building your weapon production.
Yeah, that's true. So we can see that Amaschleff didn't geologize his mountain as much as Sakes on the other side did. So he has no idea about the gem mine or basically any other mine apart from the coal he's pioneering at the moment. So
he's building a tricky tower there. Will capture a lot of mountain.
Yeah, how's this iron mine he built on the edge of the mountain, or he's attempting to build?
Not really sure. When I'm comparing with White, it should be quite good, because White also discovered that.
Yeah, that looks actually really juicy.
Although maybe it's not the same one. Yeah, I'm not sure. You'll see, I guess. And then another thing, I'll be critiquing the right team more, because I expect there to be a slightly more experienced and better players. When playing the Egyptians and when you have so many trees, maybe I would even delay the forester, especially if you're planning to be aggressive in the game. Just don't build it and cut the trees that you have on your map, because there's plenty. And then maybe add one once you have, like, I don't know, weapon production, maybe even a brewery. And we can see he built the fissure very quickly, and then he does not have really a way to store them, because his market is far away from being done.
Yeah, but could still be in time. One thing I see is that he's shuffling a second pyramid. How do you think about doing a second pyramid when you already have committed to a farm and you would have been able to go into fast brewery and Sphinx?
Yeah, that's... I don't get it. Maybe he wants to play for like a ban rush, and he will add the brewery and 2 pyramids. But I'm not really sure. I wouldn't do that. Maybe he just found a good space for it, and that's why he's leveling it, but he will not actually build it. But on the other hand, he doesn't really have space for the brewery and Sphinx right now. I'm not really sure what his plan is there. He's building the mines already. He found another juicy iron mine. I think he will maybe place it as well. And he's making spears, which I'm also not a big fan of. As we decided, as we talked in previous casts, that spears are not really the weapon you want to make if you're expecting to attack your enemy. Unless he's not. Maybe they're actually spotted that the enemies are quite aggressive and they have a gold mine already.
Yeah. Alright, let's cycle back to the Asians. let's have a look at Venaric first, the blue player. So in his settlement, we see that the iron smelter got finished, but he didn't continue with the weaponsmith, and instead the big temple is getting built, which is definitely not ideal. Let's say it like that.
Although what I like about his settlement, that is concise. He does not have he doesn't have a forester just yet, and he's like cutting the trees, cutting the stone and trees that's all over his base. That means he's freeing up some space, and that means he's quite faster than Blue and Amaschleff. I mean, he does not have that much experience, but the way he positions his buildings isn't that bad, I would say. Though I'm really curious about the gold. They must not know that it doesn't really give that much combat power to Egyptians. He's also played for just a single sawmill, so I guess he will suffer a little bit in terms of wood. He's doing just fine now and still committing to small residences.
But yeah, for sakes, the Egypt, the level 2 is coming in, so you finish the first pyramid, the second pyramid will finish shortly. He has a market where he's storing swords, like he is making swords, and he's storing the gold ore. So yeah, eventually he will be able to recruit, but it will take a bit of time as the barracks has not been shuffled yet.
And as for his teammate, he's only now finishing the weaponsmith. He built the iron smelter too early, and as we said at the beginning, he's suffering from lack of wood insanely, and that's just slowing him down even more. I wonder what's with the gold ore. Maybe they read the patch that the gold ore gives you combat power, but I'm not really sure if they are aware that it's not really that strong. There is gold ore in Settlers 4, right? Does it give combat power? Or?
No, combat power in Settlers 4 gets determined by the material you put into buildings.
Yeah, I forgot.
Like how much wood and stone you use to build, and also gold. You have possibility to build gold bars into some buildings. But yeah, let's not talk too much about that. One temple is finished. He's building a medium house. I wonder if he will build some mines in the meantime, or if he leaves it at the 12 starting soldiers he will be able to make with his starting goods before he goes into the second big temple to get the level 2 access.
I'm looking at White still, and he's suffering from lack of iron, because he does not have wood to finish that mine. That's a shame.
He's also suffering a little bit from a traffic jam at his barracks, all the donkeys lining up.
That should be fine. It should be fine. He got a bit jammed with the builders. Although he crushed the 2 temples, the pyramids, and they're carrying the wood to the mines. So he should be fine to finishing them. But it's never good to build a second weaponsmith if your first one isn't working.
Yeah, it looks like he forgot his iron mine, and it just now gets its planks. He's also building a second one, but yeah, his first iron smelter doesn't have iron anymore. Second iron smelter just finished right now, but also no iron for that guy. So the amount of weapons he will be able to get will be quite lower compared to if he didn't forget his iron mine. It's quite a shame. A lot of power will get lost in this push.
And the push could have been quite powerful because the mines that he has close by are quite good, I would say. There's maybe even another gem mine around, but they didn't really search that much mountain. I think I would build the one that he already discovered, just to have even a slight spike in combat power. It's worth pointing out that Amaschleff knows about the swords, because he just lost a swordman by White's barracks. So they're very much aware of what's coming. And Pink is building swords himself, whereas Blue Amaschleff is continuing building spears, and he has quite a bit of fish already stored. Although Blue is not really going for level 2 just yet. Yeah, he does not.
You mean the Egypt?
Yeah. Amaschleff. He doesn't really have the space for the brewer, so I guess yeah, he's going to build the pyramids. And it looks like the farm was purely for the bread. Which I'm not really sure what I think about it.
Yeah, probably not the most efficient use, and also quite dangerous. Like if they attacked and also didn't have that faux pas with their mines, then they could have had a lot more soldiers. And blue, would just be able to recruit level 1 spears from the back position. And yeah, there might have been a timing for them, but yeah, the Asian player's evolution, purple, will probably be fine. He will finish up his level 2 soon with his second big temple. He skipped basically everything else. Like, he didn't build a rice farm, didn't build a farm, so he just straight went into his level 2.
And he's adding the rice farm just now. It will be working, but just delayed for quite some time. He's adding the farm as well.
He's shuffling a third big temple. What do you make out of that?
Not really sure. I'm not an expert of Asian rushes, but that should give him samurai sword. Maybe you don't have it with 2 temples? Well, let's see. Because he's finishing the
with 2
second
temples
one.
he definitely has, but does it get it 2 times with 3 temples?
No, I don't think so.
I'm not sure.
Well, there's no way, right? Because you have 2 give you just barely, so the third one, there's no way it can give you another samurai sword. I'm not really sure because he shouldn't have the turn stone into iron bars with just 3. I think you're missing like 1 or 2 mana in order to get that. And we can see he's storing some stone, although not enough to make to turn it into iron just yet. He's adding the additional stone cutters right now. Yeah, interesting. Maybe he'll add another one and he will go for the 2 level 2s. We'll see.
Yeah, could happen. So Sakes is in position with the swords just on below Venaric starting tower. So both swords army are facing off, and Venaric finished his second temple, so he will have level 2 now, he can start recruiting, and he will also have the samurai spell. But looking at the amount of swords, which are already on the purple side at evolution, I think there's no way that this push can work, because the defensive samurai is just gonna be way too strong.
Yeah, I agree. An Egyptian, he only has almost 40% combat power. Because the gold ore is just not that great. He's not even planning to build the gem mine. So I guess that's all the combat power he'll get in this game. It looks like he's moving down. I wonder if maybe he'll try to sneak up the tower from blue. Although there are 2 spies coming on from the right team, they should spot the army there.
Yeah.
Interesting. Pink is finishing the 3rd temple. But there's probably some spell that he goes for. I'm just not really sure. He casted Heavenly Gifts Presence.
And he got completely scammed with that.
Yeah.
Like, he got a saw, which is not that bad, but apart from that, he only got coal, which he has plenty of. So he probably speculated on some iron bars, which he didn't really get.
Let's see if he gets the samurai sword now, once he finishes the 3rd one. Because if he does, then it makes sense to build 3, I guess. No, he doesn't. Okay, so that was either a miscalculation or I don't know what. Maybe he will cast Heavenly Gifts another time. He has that for, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite a big misplay, to be honest. If there was a ban on the other side eventually, and they attack with samurai, and they don't have their defensive samurai in that situation, then it could have been dicey.
You can see 6 spies moving out from white. I guess they're only now scouting, trying to find a spot to attack. A little bit too late, in my opinion. But we'll see, maybe they'll find some juicy towers. Because they have to be quick, because their production will die quite soon. and they've wasted a lot of fish to mine the gold ore.
So yeah, I wonder what their plan is. If they just want to move around and see if somebody puts themselves out of position, or if they want to attack the player in the back, like the Egyptian. But he's just starting recruiting now. There's kind of a safe start tower in the middle of the land, so as long as scouting holds up, I don't see a way where the Swords of Sakes can be any dangerous.
They would have to attack right now. Although Pink has coal reinforcement spell. Yeah, so he should be fine. I don't really see an opening. Maybe if he did not have that spell, then Blue could attack with his samurai sword and they both could gang on the pink player and maybe kill him, but still I think Amaschleff would be able to kill them both after that.
Yeah. So, looking at what Evolution is doing, he's pioneering up in the north, where he placed another tower, so he will have great access towards all that mountain which is there, and if Venaric doesn't contest that, then he can also tower a little bit into Venaric's land and completely cut him off from all that mountain. So, long play perspective, looking quite good. He made a dock on this very small lake. What is he gonna do with that?
Probably store stone, if I were to guess.
Is that really needed in times where markets are working so well?
No, I wouldn't do it myself, but I know some players prefer it that way. Maybe it's easier for them to count how many stones there are already there. I'm not sure. I would say that's more of a preference thing, because the new market, you really have to be actively using it. You can't just max out on every resource because it will not send them all. You can only send 2 infinitely. And we can see the armies are moving, but I don't think they're attacking. It's just the pink is pulling the soldiers from white and blue. Yeah, they're going back.
Yeah. One small difficulty which Settlers 3 and Settlers 4 player can have in this kind of situations is that the Control and Alt keys are different in both games. Like they are the exact opposite. In Settlers 4 we got the option to change that, so it matches up for the Settlers 3 standard for the Settlers 3 players. I'm not sure if Settlers 3 has the option to.
No, I don't think so. No.
About that.
I also saw that Amaschleff found a very good gem mine, 75% right now, although Pink is currently pioneering it. Let's see if he closes it completely. And so he should have a bit of combat power. Yeah, he already has 63%. Looks like the left team is moving out, leaving their tower completely unprotected. If there was ever a counter-attack from the right team, Blue would have to call reinforcements and call back his soldiers.
Yeah, he's completely open, and they're kind of bluffing at the moment. But Amaschleff and Evolution are not taking any risk. But just as I say that, Purple is turning left. And yeah, maybe they have made the decision to just go for it and hope that the spears will just hold up on their own.
Okay, the chat just told me that he can indeed switch the keys in Settlers 3. So sorry about that.
Nice, the technology is already there. So Venaric was forced to crush his starting tower to not lose that one, but now the avenue is completely open for Evolution to tower into his land and gather a lot of the still available starting goods. But they also know where the last tower is, so...
Do they know?
Evolution is making a beeline. I'm not sure, at least he's walking into the direction.
There's interesting dance going on. Both armies sort of avoiding each other and going for the towers. I was getting crushed, and now Pink... I don't think Pink knows, although he's going towards that direction there.
Yeah.
There's a big clash going on at Pink's base. I don't think they have enough combat power to really take that tower.
Evolution called some help back towards his towers, like 10 swords from the push, and I think he thought he can finish Blue off with what he has now, but that probably won't be the case. I think it could be enough with all the white reinforcements. But also the push from Venaric and Sakes shouldn't be enough to break Evolution in his mainland.
Yeah, spears are very, very good at defense, and then blue did not use any of his mana to cast the samurai sword, so that there's no way that could have worked. And the numbers were just not in their favor at all.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically the whole push is gone now, and Evolution's towering a little bit into the land. I think he placed the tower way before before the tower got crushed, and just now he's placing the real one. But yeah, the main fight is won, and they pinged the tower of blue where it is. They know where it is, and they are making a beeline now towards that.
They should go for the finishing blow. There's nothing really much. There's not much left for blue, and white has also depleted his food resources, so he'll stop producing soon. Although he has 3 weaponsmith running, so that's not really that bad. And he added 2 farms, and there's too much. I mean, the enemy has too much, and the farms are too late. Let's see if he has ban. Probably not, because he built only 2 pyramids, and yeah, I guess the right team is going for the killing blow, which is fine. They only have to be careful about that. I mean, so sneaky play, but as I said before, even if Pink died, I think Amaschleff would be able to finish it on his own, considering how bad the economy of the left team is.
Yeah, he looks to be in a very good position, also built straight for his long play. Like, he set up his meat, bread is running, mana's coming in, so he's fine. Whereas Evolution kind of had a hiccup, didn't build too much in the last minutes, but it probably won't matter at all in this game.
Yeah, and they should go just for the tower. What they're doing, and I presume white will just crush once his ally is dead.
Yep.
Oh, that was a fast game. That's what I was expecting, to be honest. The right team is very, very aggressive, and as you said, the left one is unexperienced. And when you are unexperienced, your best bet is to cook up some sort of rush and push very, very quickly.
Yeah, the idea for the rush was there, but the execution was not quite right. Like the order in which to place the buildings was quite off for everyone involved, which made it that they didn't have too many soldiers when attacking. But yeah, even if they had more soldiers, I think the right team will play too tight to break that.
Yep. I would say the better team would maybe be able to kill Pink somehow, not by attacking at this time, but just by attacking early, because Amaschleff had his level 2 very, very late, in my opinion. But then, again, I don't think they would have been able to win the game in this case. Yeah, blue's building and getting crushed, and he's losing his last tower. And they should move the remaining soldiers, the blue that is, towards the white tower, and finish the game.
Yeah. And yeah, let's see if white has any fighting left in him. He's not crushed yet, so he will give the enemy team one last fight.
Yep, gathering his souls by his last tower. Also a shame. I mean, if they did maybe a little bit more research into combat power and maybe practiced a little bit, their rush could have been slightly better.
Yeah,
because the right team did not play perfectly. There were some holes here and there to be abused.
Yeah. They will have their game in the lower bracket left, and let's see how they can improve on this first performance they do. Like, for me, it's first game I see from Venaric and Sakes in Settlers 3, and yeah, they had an idea, it didn't work, but they also played against quite experienced Settlers 3 players. And Sakes crushed, and the game is over. Amaschleff and Evolution advanced into the next round.
Yeah, it was the last match from the round 1 from the winners bracket. It was quite a short one. Let's see the stats. Yeah, you can see the gold ore is not really listed as a gold in the stats, but it gives you a little bit of combat power. Amaschleff found a good mine, and it shows he already mined more gold than he has soldiers. Nice battles too. Yeah, Venaric didn't really make that much soldiers at all. He used like a lot of food to make the gold, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the soldiers' overall count was pretty even, surprisingly. Alright, guys, that will be it. That's as I said, the last game from the first round of the winners bracket. And I would say to all like of the new players, that's a sort of good approach to go for a fast game if you know you are at a disadvantage, because anything can happen early on, and especially in this race combination, Asians and Egyptians, they can do some crazy pushes early on. Thank you for casting, Kingcat, and we'll see you in the next games, I guess.
Oh, see you.